Insiders, welcome, the brave ones that want to hear the truth. Welcome back to Lauren the Insider. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, you will see that I predicted I would be ostracized from the YouTube community for speaking out against Lady C and the abhorrent things she said regarding Virginia Giuffre. I stand by what I said 100%. And I have read all of your comments online and I've received all of your emails. And thank you. I do really appreciate it because I just want to give you some context. I never set out to be a YouTuber. I had left mainstream media because I couldn't handle the corruption anymore. If you've seen my videos, you will know that I personally was affected when the press went after my godfather, and I saw how the toxicity and the narrative weaponization has real repercussions, and there are people behind these for-profit media outlets, and I didn't like it. So I was just living my life. I set up an Instagram and I was just calling out mainstream distortion. Someone said rather on X yesterday, I don't trust this Lauren the Insider. She's come out of nowhere. I know no one is more surprised than me. Someone that very rarely leaves the house is neurospicy and has ironically felt like an outsider socially for most of their life. Trust me, I am as surprised as anyone else. But I was then asked to go on the Dan Wootton show where I deciphered why I believed that the King and Harry were leaking things. And then I went on the Sean Atwood show, and Sean Atwood said, I'd really like to give you a show. And I was like, okay, but what kind of people can I speak to? And he said, anyone. So I predominantly focus on speaking to victims and survivors on that. Then I worked with Tommy Robinson for Unite the Kingdom. I am more surprised than anyone that my YouTube has blown up. And I said from the very first video, this is as much your channel as it is my channel. It is an absolute honor to deliver BS free news and commentary to you. I do not take it for granted. I am not flogging a membership, and that's no disrespect to people that have memberships. That is just not what I want to do. I do not have a Substack. I do not have a Patreon. I am not looking to exploit people financially. And not to say that people that have those memberships are, but the way I want to do this is I want to make my content available for everyone. And that's just my decision. Anyhow, so yesterday I made a video and it called out Lady C regarding the things she said about Virginia. And many of you will have seen yesterday's video. And I predicted that by talking out against, the big royal cat, I would be ostracized from a large part of the YouTube community. Lo and behold, that happened. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you this. Yes, this is the flora, but I want you to think of this as sunlight, okay? And what I'm going to continue to do is I'm going to keep spraying this sunlight and showing the truth. I'm not here to play a game. And I said yesterday, if I lost all the insiders because they didn't like the truth, then that is what would happen. But I was blown away by how many like minded people there are. So I am not going to stop telling the truth. I am not playing some YouTube hierarchy game whereby I have people on my channels and censor other people's. No, I left mainstream media because I couldn't play that toxic game. And so I am open to anyone coming on my channel if I believe there is a story that is worth bringing you, and if it is a full narrative that you need to know about. So you may have seen yesterday on X, I put, and I've got to say, this is the last, like, all I want to do is bring you BS free news. And this is the last time I'll talk about this, but I just wanted to give you the full rundown. So I put on X, all key royal content creators have been warned not to do anything with me. So I've been told tonight. The best disinfectant is truth and light. So best believe I won't stop bringing the truth, and I will never stop advocating for children. One should never censor their morals to appease a bigger cat. And I've seen a lot of comments from people that are working with survivors and victims from care homes and all of this. I am so pleased that off the back of that video, you have got in touch with me. This is an area that I am definitely looking to amplify. I will come back to the emails, and I read all the comments, and I try and reply to as many. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, so it's a bit crazy, but I am really appreciative, because I also think we can't normalize talking about children in this way. And I'm sure many of you may be parents or grandparents, and whether you're watching from the UK or the Commonwealth or somewhere else, these are basic moral foundations that link us all together. And so I will continue to call these things out. And if it means that I, you know, never grow my channel past a certain point, that is fine. These morals and ethics and what I stand for are non-negotiable. So I then had a royal content creator message me and say, and I'm not going to name them because I just don't want to start all of this. It's all very reminiscent of school. And I went to an all girls school and didn't like it. So this content creator said, nope, but she has reached out to me, warning me not to do anything with you for the good of the Mexican community, whatever that means. So allegedly, Lady C had contacted her, and look, it is what it is. I didn't manipulate any content. I used the very words whereby she had said what she said, and what she said was outrageous. So I just want to highlight, there's a tweet from an amazing content creator called Sonia Patterson Spirit Bear, who, if you are looking for like breaking royal news and really interesting tweets, she's definitely one to follow. And she said, I want to lend my voice to support Lauren the Insider, who spoke out today on her YouTube channel about comments that were made about Virginia Giuffre and other young girls who were lured into the world of beep work. She spoke from a compassionate point of view and from the heart, as she has been advocating for women and children for some time and started her channel to raise money to fund documentaries that can help to uncover corruption of where women and children are being exploited. She then goes on to say, this is a crisis I understand all too well. I was actively involved in working with a co-worker of mine in 1990, and together we submitted a recommendations to the committee that ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child that was entered into force September the 2nd, 1990. If there is anyone, and I mean anyone, who takes issue with Lauren's comments today, I explore you to read the screenshots I attach below and see what I have specifically highlighted. I have also attached a link to the full United Nations agreement. To disagree with anything Lauren said today is a blatant disregard for the years of work done by so many people around the world to improve conditions of the lives of children by protecting them. Boys and girls who come from all walks of life, who have suffered one form of abuse or another and are often scarred for life. It takes a courageous person to stand up and speak out about comments made by another YouTube channel. I can only attribute to that individual of being naive and potentially not aware of the UN rights of the child. If she is aware, then perhaps this post will encourage taking the time to be re-educated about the rights of a child. So if you go to Sonia's ex, you will see the post. But this isn't the first time that I have been, I have borne the brunt of speaking out and doing what I believe in. I was recently consulting for free and giving advice to the National Working Group Against Spiritual and Ritual Abuse of Children. And bookmark this, because I'm telling you now, this is a widespread problem in the UK. And it's being ignored, and the government guidance has not been updated for the action plan since 2012. That's hugely concerning. And people like Jess Phillips think we don't know. But this is why actually this is a very exciting time for you at home and me. We have the internet, we have a voice, we have the power, and we can critically think and use our platform and our voice, whatever that may be, for the better. So I said I was working with Tommy Robinson on a Zoom with the board, and they said they couldn't work with me. so I was dropped from that. And the reason I wanted to work with that group was because so many children from all different religions and walks of life are being failed by this country, and the safeguarding is not in place. And we have seen police refer to children as beep workers, which is just absolutely sickening. So that is what I want to say on that. I am not asking anyone to subscribe from any channel. I think that the YouTube space is vast, and I think there's something for everyone. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to play a game. So I am not going to scratch someone's back and they scratch mine. I am giving you unfiltered commentary, and I am not here to make friends or create a social clique. That's just not what I'm about. It's disingenuous. If I wanted to do something like that, I would have stayed in PR. Not for me. Continue. Okay, so remember, when you ruffle feathers because you're spraying the truth and getting the sunlight on all that naughty content that you don't agree with, people don't like it. That's okay. I stand by my morals. Anyhow, now, Prince Andrew. So I just wanted to show you something, and keep your eyes open, insiders, okay? It says MPs lodged parliamentary motion to strip Prince Andrew of dukedom. And I thought, okay, so I want to read you the piece, but then I'm going to frame it so you can actually understand it in a different way. So it says, ministers face growing pressure to act amid fresh allegations over Prince's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So, just on this bit, the growing pressure, this is always what it comes down to. It's however much pressure we, the public, put on situations. So, never stop putting on the pressure for things you believe in. And the article says MPs have moved to lodge a parliamentary motion to strip Prince Andrew of his dukedom in a rarely permitted move in the Commons. The government is facing mounting pressure over the Prince's residence in the 30-room Royal Lodge in Windsor, where it was revealed that he has not paid rent for more than 2 decades. Oh, right. You saving up money for your little golfing trips in the Middle East? No, you're not, are you, Andrew? Because we, the taxpayer, are paying for those, apparently. The Times reported that the lease released under Freedom of Information laws showed that Andrew paid $1 million for the lease and at least $7.5 million for refurbishments, but has only paid one peppercorn, if demanded, in rent each year since 2003. And he is entitled to live there until 2078. The lease suggests that the Crown Estate would owe Prince Andrew about $558,000 if he gave up the lease. I mean, I think we could all do a crowdfunder, right? I'll put in a little bit, you guys put in a little bit, and we've got the 558 grand and we can get him out. Sorry, continue. So the pressure comes amid fresh allegations made about the prince in the posthumous memoir by the Epstein survivor Virginia Giuffre, who said she had beep with Andrew on 3 separate occasions. She also said the prince's team tried to hire internet trolls to hassle her online. Now, what I want to frame for you and show you, because I believe that this piece is performative by the MPs, is these are the same MPs that, voted against a grooming gang. So here we have, it's not a new article, but it says MPs vote against Tory call for new grooming gangs inquiry. And so it's not important to them. A lot of the time we'll see MPs, give a few quotes, mouth off about this, mouth off about that. Very few of them have integrity. So I would approach this with caution. I think it's a lot of fluff and a storm in a teacup from the MPs. I would personally much rather that the MPs consistently did their job and stopped performatively playing for the press. Now, I just want to end with some good news, and I want you all and myself to give ourselves a round of applause. And anyone that has bought Andrew Loney's book or has spoken the truth, because oi oi, Prince Andrew is now listed on the royal website, not the Duke of York. Now, with this, it's important to remember that when the statement came out, they did not immediately change the website. And it is my belief, in my expertise, that they will always do as little as possible to appease us, the public. I think that the way the palace have handled this all has been atrocious. It is not, it has not gone smoothly. And I believe that it is only because of public pressure that they now refer to him as Prince Andrew on the website, because they have access to this website. This isn't someone like me who can barely, open my emails and is a technical dinosaur. This is the palace. So I think we can all know that it is us, Andrew Loney, and various other people that have campaigned against Andrew, because what we are doing is not wrong. We should not be going to work every day, paying our taxes for someone like Andrew to not be investigated by the Met Police. And we should not be paying our taxes to fund him to extend a stay and be out in the Middle East, allegedly as a trade envoy, but doing, cheeky little deals. And all of a sudden, 25 grand pops up in one of his daughter's accounts. And no, that is really, really grifty. And I often think, I just took my daughter swimming this morning, and each swimming lesson is £23.50. And I think, the amount Andrew's skimmed off here and they've all had a lick of the spoon. How many swimming lessons would that pay for? Or how much would that heat my mum's house up for the year? And what I want to banish is this elitist, aristocratic opinion and uh, this looking down on people like us. Okay. I'm not sat bringing you this stream from a palace. I'm a normal person. I worked in the media for 20 years, and my absolute bugbear, and you can go on the Sean Atwood channel and find this video. I'll try and link it. I just don't know how to do all these things. But it is the weaponization of money, power, and influence. And it is the two-tier whereby we are all abiding by the law, good citizens, patriots, good people. And then we have the elites. So we have your Lady C, who is saying that Virginia, because she accepted money, cannot be a victim. Or Virginia at 13 was on the game. Or Andrew not being investigated, evidently because he is part of the royal family. And so I always think sunlight is the best disinfectant. And rest assured, me and my we're going nowhere. And I'm so grateful for all of you. I truly, the irony that I am Lauren the Insider and I've socially felt like an outsider my entire life in terms of fitting in. And now there are so many people following that are driven by the same things as me. And that means the world. The emails I've had of social workers that have worked with victims that have been transported and exploited. This is what I am saving to fund a documentary on this. And so I will, I've always said I'm not going to do a video every day. I can't set a time and say to you, I'm going to come on here, because if I don't think there's something to talk about, I never want to waste your time. I know it's only YouTube and, but for me, this is a huge privilege that people have subscribed and trusted me to bring you insights. And I will never, ever take that for granted. And I will never let this platform that I believe is as much mine as it is yours become a grifty platform. So I love you all. Please comment, subscribe, and what's the other one? Like. And thank you so much for all of your support. And I shall be back when there's something to talk to you about. But I appreciate all of you massively. Thank you.